Hey, what's going on, everyone? So today we're going to be doing a Ultimate 7.1 challenge video featuring the Symbiotes. So now that we've unlocked Scream and I do have her available, I want to use the 4 Symbiotes together, probably with Hela to start anyways, and at the very beginning of the raid, and see how far we can actually get through the raid without something happening. So I want to use this as a way to really test the Symbiotes to see, are they capable of going through the whole thing on their own, at least with the 4 that they have available, versus the team that I sort of already use already, which is sort of Symbiote, Spider-Man, Carnage, Ebony Maw, Black Bolt, and Thanos. So those 5 were my current raid team. So I want to use this new raid team, see how far we can get in Ultimate 7, and see if we can get all the way to the end. So that's the current challenge for today's video. And if we do lose anyone, particularly maybe Hela, because she's not a symbiote, we will replace her probably with Ebony Maw if that happens. So we'll have to wait and see. So without further ado, let's jump into the raids. Alright, so we have a brand new raid, Ultimate 7 here, that I've just launched, and so we're going to be starting this from the beginning. I have full energy, so we're going to be going through the first 5 or 6 nodes, and then I'll be taking a break anyways, and then coming back to finishing the raid map when I get energy. So this will be for me over a little bit of time, but for you guys it won't actually look that way. So we'll get started here on the first node. So I do, for my lines, I do run in the center, so the center left side, so do keep that in mind. This is, I think, what they would deem as the sort of the harder version of Ultimate 7. I think these are, the middle lane is the harder compared to the side, so that's what we'll be starting off with. And I do have my team ready here, and I do have Scream. So if you guys didn't catch my Scream unlock video, I do have Scream at around 50k power, and she's currently sitting with the Healer ISO class. Now, I don't have ISO classes for the others because I'm mostly putting that into my black order if you've seen any of my other videos. So hopefully we'll work on that, and hopefully it also doesn't make a huge difference, at least in terms of the viability of the team together. So, and the reason why Hela is the 5th is that I figured out that the Greg from Hela actually allows Scream's passive to trigger, which is pretty bonkers if you ask me. And she's extra damage, she's really good, and I have her at tier 14 anyways. So this is a 432k team power. We're going to be using all 4 of them plus Hela, so let's go. And if we do run into any trouble down the line, particularly probably in the boss nodes, but I don't expect any trouble until we get to maybe the second boss. So hopefully nobody in my alliance actually ends up clearing some of the bosses, because I'd like to actually fight them to see if they're any harder with this team lineup than what I would normally use. So this might end up being a little bit of a longer video, but I do want to see how quickly can they clear the nodes compared to my other teams, and is this going to give them any trouble. So I'm going to be running this at 3 times speed so we can get through this at least as quick as we possibly can. So I'll just do what I normally do. I think there is a little bit of a lack of AoE damage. I think really Hela's probably the only one, aside from Symbiote Spider-Man's ultimate, that really has any degree of AoE. So this might take a little bit longer than it would normally, because I normally run Black Bolt. And so the special, right, that gives offense down, so we're going to want to give that onto Black Panther and clear that. Hopefully our focus is good enough, and do an ability block on Juggernaut there so he doesn't taunt. And let's spread that ability block around. I really killed everyone anyways. I might as well just kill Cap at this point. So look at that. I mean, we have the speed up, the 2-turn speed up, and we have the defense up from Venom. So those 2 buffs really makes a huge difference. Unfortunately, we're not always going to have offense down on the enemy, because it's only coming from Scream at the moment with her special. But we have to make do with where we can. And so far so good. I'll get the stun here on Deadpool. Lots of slows. I mean, the ultimate is a bit redundant other than the disrupt. It does a damage and adjacent damage, but because of Symbiote Spider-Man's ult, you don't really need the slow for 2 turns. It does reduce speed bar though, which is nice. So I see that coming more in handy for things like Alliance War and things like that, for the speed bar reduction. But in terms of raids, you don't really need to run it all that much. I wonder if I can just auto these, but I just kind of want to play it out anyways. And then if it turns out to be really easy, I'll try again on my own time for autoing. I do really like the healing. I'm actually not paying too close attention to the healing, but it does look quite substantial, I think. Let's slow this down, just so maybe I can see how much healing. It is 10%, of course. I did put T4s into Scream's passive. I just want to see what the actual number looks like on screen. Oh, of course. I don't know why. There's no healing to heal, so there's no HP to heal, so I didn't actually get to see that. But so, okay, that's the first node. Didn't expect it to be that hard, but let's continue on here. I do really like the speed up passive. The 2-turn speed up is just really crazy for her. I think that alone makes quite a bit of a difference, and her damage actually isn't terrible. Now I'm currently running at a 3 yellow, 3 red Scream, but hopefully with the event coming live, you know, and after, by the time the event finishes, you know, I'll have 5, maybe 6 if I'm really lucky, although I only pulled the 4 red from my Scream video, so. But, you know, 5 yellows is still pretty good, and when she does go into the promotion credits, I will for sure pick up upgrades for her as well, as I'm really going to go pretty hard on this team. And there we are. We get that speed up already from the get-go. Thank you, Greg. Now let's get that defense up. Coming up soon. Let's get the ultimate here for once, actually. Venom's always the last one to take his turn. There we go. Let's get his turn going. Okay, there we go. Defense up to everyone, so that should help. And of course, since this is raids, you know, they're getting 100% drain because of Symbiote Spider-Man. So this is not going to work if you don't have Symbiote Spider-Man, which is why I hope that in the near future, pretty soon, you know, they're going to need to figure out what they're doing with Symbiote Spider-Man, because it's really not fair, and it might even hurt their sales on Scream and Anti-Venom if they don't make Symbiote Spider-Man more available in a more player-friendly way. So that's going to be quite important going forward, because people aren't going to invest in Scream or Anti-Venom if they can't get Symbiote Spider-Man. It's just no point. And unfortunately, I'm heal blocked here actually by Scream. Is this heal blocked? We need to get another turnaround. Let's kill these shield troopers. Are super annoying. Oh, we're taking more damage. I do like the rebound, or the chains there. Oh god, Scream needs to get some healing. Trigger some Carnage passives there. Okay, so full health, like right away. All that speed bar, get the speed up. You know, that was just crazy. So even if they're heal blocked, she is kind of light on the health there. But you know, if we can just make it through to next turns to get the heal block off, then we're doing really well. Unfortunately, time-wise, it seems like it's taking me a little bit longer than it would if I was running my other team. But you know, it's not the worst. Does that bleed on? Oh, it's chained to 2. It doesn't actually apply bleed, so it doesn't actually bleed the secondary target. So that would probably be worth picking up the T4s for if you want additional damage, because that'll probably make a pretty big difference. Hela's still heal blocked, unfortunately. So yeah, this is taking me about 3 minutes, it looks like, or just shy of 3 minutes to get through the node. I think I would have been able to clear this with like 2 minutes, maybe less, just a little bit less with my Black Bolt team. My Black Bolt symbiotes, Ebony Maw, Thanos. But, you know, it's not terrible, and as long as we can sustain it and we don't take any considerable amounts of damage, then we should be okay. This is the first boss. It is a bit tricky because there is a Magneto in there, and I am thinking of maybe switching. Thinking of switching Ebony Maw out just for the boss node. So let's see how this goes. Okay. Let's get some defense up and offense down. Not that we needed it because of Venom, but at least their offense down to everyone for 2 turns. And so that is a bit of a difference, because now Scream, while great, you know, she only applies 1 turn of offense down, not 2. So Ebony Maw is still quite a valid character, and whether or not you're going to want to use them, you know, as a full team, or I mean, you probably will, but there's probably a little bit of flexibility in terms of who you want. You know, some people might opt to perhaps take Venom out and then use Ebony Maw maybe, because he's still going to provide that support function. Now, whether or not he can actually heal himself up all the way on his own is another thing, because Scream's only actually going to be able to heal other symbiotes. Fortunately, she's ability blocked and heal blocked. Oh my god, 3 turns of heal block. Okay, we need to rip through this. She needs more turns. And on this boss, it's gonna be a bit tough. Let's try and spread some of that around here. I hope she doesn't die, actually. Let's get a stun on Pyro. I was gonna save this for Magneto. This is a little bit of an annoying boss fight here. We did get the barrier though, so hopefully that will keep Scream alive a little bit longer. Whoa, she's still got 1 turn of heal block. I'm surprised Magneto hasn't dropped down yet. I mean, normally he comes down sooner than that. Okay, I just don't want them to drag. I don't want Magneto to drag everyone together. So let's do this, I think. Or should I have, maybe I should have specialed actually. Clear that taunt. Let's finish off Magneto here. And let's get an offense down on Mordo, so maybe he might not have the focus to actually land his heal block. Actually, we'll just, we're gonna ability block Juggernaut so he doesn't taunt. And let's finish off Pyro, and then maybe we can see if we can get onto Mordo. Do have the barriers at least. We did have the immunity actually, so that helped. Never mind then, Mordo. You're in the clear. Okay, so I think at this point it's basically over. Let's just finish. Let's clean this up. Oops, I should have went the other way around. Finish off Juggernaut. So this did take about 3.5 minutes, it looks like. That is the trouble, I guess, with the symbiotes, is at least they don't really have a ton of AoE damage. So while their survivability is through the roof, it seems like, but their damage is very single target based with the exception of Symbiote Spider-Man. Even Carnage, I mean, he does drag, you know, debuffs over to other targets with his basic, but it's not a huge amount of damage. They're no Black Bolt, you know, in terms of overall AoE. Symbiote Spider-Man's damage isn't terrible. I'm probably going to be giving him the Raider ISO class once it becomes available for me. But yeah, there's just not a lot of Blaster-esque damage. So, you know, I kind of wish one of them was, or I don't know. There's just a lot of single target. But I mean, hey, if you can get it, if you can clear it within the timer, I guess it just really depends, because whether or not I'm going to be continuing to use this team over my other team, you know, I might use this for, you know, harder nodes if need be, but for me, because I'm doing this every single day, I'll want to use a team that I can clear it in the fastest possible time, or something that's very auto-friendly, because if it's not auto-friendly, and if I can't do it consistently quicker, then it's going to take me more time to run, and I don't exactly want to do that. I think my next challenge, at least off screen anyways, will be probably just doing it with auto on and see how many nodes I can get. I usually don't auto boss nodes because some of them are quite tricky, especially the middle lane, so I won't be doing that. But for every regular node, I probably could get away with autoing it, and it shouldn't be much of a problem. I keep forgetting the attacks here. Slow and disrupt, so disrupt, some cap. Jason damage as well. An ability block on Luke Cage there so he doesn't defense up people. See, normally at this point, I think most of the wave would be dead because I would have a Black Bolt, and Black Bolt would just kind of AoE wreck everyone. So I do miss using Black Bolt in this instance. But maybe this will change when I get some classes on the other symbiotes, like with Raider for Symbiote Spider-Man, Skirmisher on Carnage is my plan, and Venom... for raids, I'm not sure. Like, I don't know if he needs Fortifier necessarily for raids, but for Alliance War, I would like him with Fortifier, so that gives him an extra barrier when I'm attacking certain high-risk targets like his Guardians, where just that starting barrage, of course, because if he doesn't get his defense up, it makes it a lot harder for certain characters. So I haven't quite decided on Venom's raid class, if I'm I'm going to continue to use them there. I mean, it seems like Symbiotes are very safe. You know, they might not be the biggest damage dealers, but because they 100% drain on all their attacks, it's going to be pretty bonkers. And we'll have to wait and see what this means for things like Dark Dimension 4 coming out in the future, and if you're going to be able to use the full team together or not. I presume they're pretty much the same tag. They're all City Bio. So depending on what the requirements are for Dark Dimension 4, I suspect that you probably will be able to do that. Okay, so that's fourth node down. So we're about 14 minutes in, at least 14 minutes since I started recording the raid section. And we'll have one more battle, and then at least I'll be having to take a break to let my energy refresh before we jump back in. So far so good. Ultima 7.1, and that's with the 50k Scream. So Scream isn't T14 yet. She is the weakest of all my characters. I forgot that I was still running Ebony Maw, and I didn't put Hela back in, but maybe Ebony Maw is actually a better fifth. But I do think that that's a pretty interesting thing that you can do with Hela, and the fact that Greg dies and triggers the Scream's passive. So that could potentially allow it to happen earlier than killing someone first. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so let's get that down. So we got the speed up now. I don't know, we'll just kill some of these. Ooh. I think once we can get oh, is that a bug on Carnage, or does he always look like that? Oh, yeah. I think once I get Skirmisher for Carnage, that will be really nice too, because he'll be able to help clear some of these status effects. So let's get an AoE off here. Probably should have done offense down, actually. There's just so many debuffs. And then once Anti-Venom comes out of the game, I mean, he's going to really take advantage of all of these debuffs that are on enemies and spread them to the enemy, or to our team, to the ally team. So we'll be able to take advantage of all of these things, and it's just crazy. Honestly, I could see this being autoed. Because there's just so many debuffs, I don't even know if it really matters who they're hitting necessarily, because they're probably going to survive. The only thing I'm concerned about is obviously Ebony Maw, and having the cooldown sort of ready when they need to be used. I still haven't used Scream enough to remember sort of what's adjacent damage, what's chain and all that. I need to play her a little bit more. Sometimes I have to look at the skill again, and which status effect does what. Or which ability does what stats effect anyway. So, I mean, yeah, this node was pretty easy. This was a lot faster to clear with my Black Bolt, though, because a lot of them are villain tech characters, so they normally drop a lot quicker. And obviously with the ping. I think Black Bolt still could be a reasonable character to add in here. The problem is he can't heal himself. So if you were going to do that, you would probably need 2 or more of the symbiote characters probably to have healer class, so that way they could add minor regeneration to Black Bolt and he could heal himself up that way. So we're going to be taking a short break, or at least I will, until we get energy back and continue on our challenge run. Alright guys, and so we're back for the continuation of this raid challenge. Now, unfortunately, while I was gone, the second boss node here was cleared by one of my alliance mates who does take up the other side of the lane. Forgot to tell him that I was sort of doing a challenge here, so we are going to have to bypass this. I believe that was the Nick Fury boss node, so we are going to continue on the left with about 3 more nodes before I need to break again for some sleep, and then come back in the morning and finish off the raid. So hopefully we can get all the way to the end, or at least as far as I think we can get. So I'm actually going to swap Ebony Maw back out for Hela, only because I was using Ebony Maw largely for the boss nodes. She is kind of hurt though, but I think we might be okay. We'll see. If she ends up dying on this node, then we're gonna switch back to Ebony Maw, because I think he's probably the best character to use, I think, as a support character, given that he gives more offense down and 2 turns of offense down to the enemy. So, whereas Scream is kind of only 1 turn offense down and doesn't hit everyone necessarily. Right. And so, You know, if we can make pretty close to the end, I would be pretty happy. We don't have Anti-Venom yet, who is kind of that support healer, more of a healer, and more positive effects as well. So if we can get to the end, then that will be pretty good. So we don't have Ebony Maw, so we're gonna focus on War Machine here, I think, even though he has offense or defense up. Let's try and get him. We're gonna do that on Vision. Get slow on everyone here. Oh, that's good though. So let's try and flip these. I think I need to get some T-Force into that Scream Basic. I really like that. I do have quite a bit of T-Force saved up, so I might have to pull the trigger on that one as well. Because Scream has some really good T4s there. Almost everything that she has actually is probably T4 worthy. Oh, there goes Greg again. I don't know. I don't know if Hela's necessarily going to be able to do this. We are a bit slow on the damage. Let's try and pick up the pace here. I kind of miss having Black Bolt's passive, because then you're burping all of them. I really enjoyed doing that, and unfortunately we don't have that. Can we spread yet? Nope, not yet. Okay. Alright, we're 8 out of 12. We are taking a little bit longer than I was kind of expecting. Maybe I'm not picking fast enough, or maybe I just need to auto it, but I am a little bit concerned. I'm going to have to do this again probably tomorrow, and I want to see to what degree I can actually auto them. So I'll have to give it another shot doing it just that way. And if it is auto-friendly, then I'll definitely let you guys know. But I don't normally auto bosses, that's the only other thing. Oh, I meant to do it over here. Wrong target. Keep an eye on the time. It is a little bit on the slow side compared to using Black Bolt and friends and Thanos and stuff to fuel him. Again, it could be a lot more auto-friendlier, perhaps, and then that way they could choose. The AI would just choose a lot quicker than I would. But in terms of survivability, we seem to be doing pretty well so far. And I do actually have the healer class on Hela. I'm not sure if it's the best necessarily, but she is getting the extra healing there from that. So because everyone else is basically full hit points, all that minor regen is just applying to Hela, which is what I was hoping, so that it would keep her alive. That between the Greg deaths, because the Greg deaths should heal her up as well. So we did clear. It took a little bit longer, but just over 3 minutes there. So yeah, I don't know if maybe we'll run into some timer issues a bit later, especially on the third boss. But we will get to try that at least this run here. Let's keep going. I know this is going to be a little bit of a longer video as well, so you know, I don't feel bad if you can't make it through the entire thing, or you know, if there's people probably skipping ahead. This is maybe something I could have probably done a little bit better as a live stream, but I just wanted to see it as a little challenge going through the raids anyways, with the 4 that we have so far. I think that definitely, depending on star levels is going to make a big difference. If I were to T14 Scream, I think obviously the damage would improve a lot, and she did take quite a bit of damage there from the start. So hopefully she doesn't bite it, because we don't have anyone that can revive actually. So that's a bit of an issue, potentially. The alt, so that's again the slow and disrupt. I kind of want to just clear that. I think once we have ISO classes as well for everyone, that's going to make a huge difference. And then let's spread all those bleeds. That's a lot of bleeds. Whoa, wow. Scream took quite a bit of damage there. Now we have the defense up though, so hopefully that helps there. Let's get our healing back up. So, I mean, they heal really, really quickly, you know, without a doubt. And the only real problem is some of that initial survivability. you know, once you can get the defense ups rolling, the, you know, the off speed ups rolling and all that stuff, it's really not much of a problem. It's just that initial turn. And I suspect once we get Anti-Venom, you know, that even that won't be much of a problem, because you'll still be able to revive dead characters if something goes really terribly wrong in the first turn. And let's do a stun on Mystique here. Do a disrupt on all 5. Get some more slows out. Let's, oops. Try and get that evade down. Oh wait, what? She's not evade? That's weird. Okay, was that bugged or? Oh, is it because she's stunned? Sometimes I forget that they still keep their evade even though they're stunned, something like that. Okay, so this, I was gonna say this nose seemed like it was going faster, but maybe my, I'm losing track of time here. 5, 4, okay, 4 enemies left. Great, they're on separate sides. Let's ability block over here. Try and spread that around. Nope, we didn't get the ability block. Try to spread the ability block again, and we didn't, but that's okay. Lots of speed. Speed for everyone! Oh. Can't, oh, we were so close. But I do like that the Greg deaths also give 10% healing, or because I have the passive at T4, gives 10% healing to the symbiotes when he dies as well. So everyone's really benefiting from it. Hela's benefiting from it, from the resummon, and Scream and the symbiotes are benefiting from that as well. So I think it's a really good combination, actually. If you, so far so good. So let's see how how this boss node works. I am contemplating running, there's a Magneto, and I hate these boss nodes for the Magneto, so I am going to run Ebony Maw. I'm kind of scared a little bit for that, that's why I'm running, I'm actually contemplating Phoenix, but Ebony Maw should be fine for now, for the boss nodes. All the blinds and stuff, and it's more that when Magneto's on the field, he brings them all together, and that makes them really susceptible to adjacent attacks, so that's the only thing I'm really worried about. We'll just have to make sure he dies ASAP if we can. Heal block, that's not very nice. Ronan is going to clear debuff, so we kind of need to make sure he's out of the way early. Can we do some more bleeds? He might bleed out. Disrupt on Juggernaut for sure. And we'll spread that. Ooh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's get a stun on Doctor Strange. We'll be able to get some turn bar there. Just need to take advantage of these reds, or these red hit points, so that we can get all these debuffs off us with all the turn bar. Oh, there's Magneto. Okay, so we're gonna have to do something about him. Let's see if we can spread the defense down to him, maybe. And then get an ability block, this will help. Offense down on everyone, that should help as well. And then let's extend all of this. And we should be fine now, I think. Cleared that speed up. Yeah, and a lot of bleeds are just dying out from the bleeds at this point. Slow and steady wins the race. You know, they're not mega powerhouses here, but I think as long as we get the clear... And of course, I just want to remind people who may have skipped through that this is Ultima 7.1. This isn't 7.5 or anything like that. Unfortunately, I don't have any experience running the much higher the difficulties, so we are getting what we're getting here on 7.1. I suspect that I don't have experience with it, but that there's going to be a lot of different considerations when you're running the higher difficulties in terms of how you approach each node as well. Oops, didn't mean to do that, but that's fine. We're at the halfway mark here, with about half more of the enemies to go. Gotta pick up the pace here. I think this is why maybe I might need to auto, just so that I don't run out of time. Okay, looks like we got the last wave here. Gonna try and focus on... Oh wait, did we lose Ebony Maw? We did. Oh crap. Okay. We need to get Disrupt there though. Although that's gonna get cleared by Ronan. We're gonna need to stun him probably. Spread all those bleeds. And trying to work on Doctor Strange at the same time as well. Let's extend all of that. So they should probably die out from the bleeds pretty quickly here. Maybe that was a waste. I didn't even see what happened to Ebony Maw, actually. It just happened so quickly that he just dropped from something. Maybe he got bursted down by someone. Alright, well, you know, if Anti-Venom was here, we would have been able to revive a symbiote. We're almost out of time. I don't want to use up my my big moves though. Let's just spam our basics. Hold on, there we go. Okay. With 50 seconds. That was a boss node though, so the other one shouldn't take as long. So that is boss node number 3. We're about 4 nodes away from the end. So we're going to have to come back again in, well, for me, probably another 8 hours or so. But it will continue on for you guys, unless someone jacks my nodes. But otherwise, we do have 4 nodes left before we get to the end, so I'll be back. Hey guys, we're back for the final segment of this Ultimate 7 challenge run. So this is in the morning for me, and we have 4 nodes left to go. And because we lost Ebony Maw on the last boss fight, I think we're going to substitute Ebony Maw for Ultron. I was originally going to do Hela, but I think this time we're actually going to do Ultron. And we're going to see how well that runs. Now, the reason why I'm choosing Ultron, wherever he is here, is hoping that his bots will also trigger Scream's passive in the same way that Hela's Greg does. So let's try this. We do have 4 nodes left. I might end up using Phoenix, actually, for the mini-boss, the War Machine mini-boss, but we'll have to see. Because I know it's going to be quite challenging. I'm not even sure if I've even cleared Ultimus on 7.1, so this is going to be quite a feat if I can manage to do it. So let's carry on here. This up onto 3 times here. It's already run on for quite a bit of time here, but I can't believe how long it's actually taken me to go through all of these. Next time I will be running this on manual though, so let's get a stun on Nick Fury here. Maybe I should have stunned Kingpin so he doesn't get the buffs. Disrupt on Merc Ryguard even though he's by himself. And we'll do a ability block here on Kingpin so he doesn't buff. And then after that, let's get all these bots rolling. Now I'm thinking because of the bots, I might need to auto this actually, just because I might, taking all the bots, using all the bots rather, might be difficult here. I'm gonna stick it on auto actually. I'll take it off auto I think when we get closer to the, oh god, there's a Magneto. So many Magnetos in the center lane. Okay, actually I'm gonna take it off auto. I'm kind of scared of Magneto and Juggernaut. There's a lot of bad stuff here in this node. Oh, that's offense down, right? So let's apply that to... I don't know if... We don't have that disrupt anymore, unfortunately. Extend those buffs. Can we get that disrupt over to Juggernaut? Nope. I was hoping maybe we would have. we definitely need to get that that basic T4 for Scream for those extra bleeds. Let's see, we need to do something about Juggernaut here, I think. Get him some defense down. Oh, there's the rest of the... Oh, I was gonna ability block. Misclick, fat fingers. Let's stun Pyro here, though. And then hopefully we can try and see if we can get through this without using any cooldowns so that we have it ready for the next run. Fortunately, Ultron's not full hit points, but he hasn't really got a turn because they're all been just getting Carnage's passive. So there is a lot of regens. These are all minor regens. There we go, stacked up on Ultron there. So hopefully, I don't know if that's full hit points. I hope it is. That way he still gets that bonus. And he's got a lot of death roots. So these minor regenerations, because I have one on a Scream, and actually I have Healer on Ultron as well. And that's only because it's just level 1. I put that on just for kicks, really. I'm not going to keep him on Healer, probably, but I think for the sake of raids and things like that, actually it's not terrible. So all those minor regens stacking up. So that seemed to go actually fairly well. So let's continue on here. We have 3 more nodes to go. Hoping we can finish this. And I'm going to go with the same team here. He's not fully healed. Oh my god, he's like just shy. Oh, that's annoying. So if he does get killed, he's not going to revive, so... I think we're gonna try and save Phoenix actually for the Ultimus boss node. I think the final node. I think that's gonna be necessary. We need that extra damage probably and the clears and all that. So it might be a bit more challenging because it's gonna be harder to get the final boss node enemies into the red to start triggering the. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage. Scream needs some healing. Okay, so let's get the Disrupt on Hand Sentry. I think he's going to bleed out, actually, so maybe I didn't need to do that. Oh my god! Scream just got one shot by that Hand Assassin. Okay, well... I guess that is going to be an early end of the challenge, because the whole point of the challenge was to... carry on without revives. I might, just for the sake of argument, run... I might cheat and revive Scream anyways, assuming we can clear this. If we lose any more than that, then we're in trouble. I think that she's... Yeah. You know, that makes an argument for like level 3 Fortifier or higher, possibly, because... if you can't survive that starting round, then it's a bit of a problem. But of course, once we get Anti-Venom, you know, something like that is not going to matter because you'll just be able to revive him. So I see that kind of fixing that problem. But yeah, just for now, that seems to be a bit of an issue. Let's get a stun on Daredevil here. Yeah, that was some pretty burst damage there. Coming from Hand Assassin, wow, of all people. Well, at least Carnage is still alive, giving everyone speed bar. Need to work on this Hand Sentry here. I don't know if I should have bought it or not there. So you spread some of these debuffs around here. Ugh, again, Ultron taking some Hand Assassin beating. She hits pretty hard. I was a bit surprised how much damage she did. And even Daredevil, you know, against these villains is not really amazing, especially with the enhanced damage of the difficulty 1. So there goes most of the bots. Got some 2-turn heal block, which isn't nice. So I think Anti-Venom is going to make a very good argument for... obviously, you're going to want to run them together. But it will fix a lot of the problems that I'm having, which is like the characters getting bursted down like that, and hopefully it's not anti-venom. So that might be a consideration when we use anti-venom, is whether or not he's going to need Fortifier level 3 or higher for that barrier as well, because if he goes down, then we're definitely in trouble. So because he won't be able to bring anyone else back. So keeping him alive, just like kind of keeping Minerva alive that you would when you're running through different modes, makes a huge difference. So we're not going to get... Oh, there we go. Okay, so we are going to get through this. Ultron is not full hit points. I don't know if I'm going to run him necessarily here. So normally this would be the end of the challenge, but because I kind of want to see it through, unless we get completely wrecked here, I'm going to revive Scream. That was a very unfortunate accident. And then we're going to, I think, trade in Ultron for... I would like to trade him in for Ebony Maw, but that's not happening. So maybe we're going to... I'm going to use Shuri, actually, for some starting defense up and some additional heals. And then I think if we can still make it through this node, then we're going to put in Phoenix for the final node, if we can get there. So Anti-Venom hopefully will fix any of these death problems, so looking forward to his release, which likely will be probably in a handful of weeks, closer to Halloween at this point probably, or maybe, you know, week 3, week 4 kind of thing. So let's focus on War Machine. I think he does the most amount of damage between him and Crossbones for that AoE. Although oh my god, no, we just, okay, this isn't looking too good. So we might actually not make it to the Ultimus boss node after all. But I think maybe I should have taken Minerva at this point, but I think she might have had the possibility of dying pretty early too. That's not good. And we don't have any extra bots or anything like this, so this is gonna look pretty bad, I think. Got some blinds, that's not good either. Yikes. Even with defense up, these guys hit really hard. It's been a while. Oh my god, yeah, this is not looking good, guys. I haven't actually made it this far in a long time, so... Well, there goes Venom probably in a second. So I think this looks like to be the yeah. This is the end of the challenge, pretty much, I think. We're not going to make it through this node, unfortunately. Losing Scream so early on was not great at all. Oops. This isn't Dark Dimension, so I don't know what the chances of them being able to solo... No, definitely not. Yeah, okay, no. So, that's the end of the challenge run, apparently. Scream is still a little bit squishy, despite being tier 13, level 71. For Ultimate 7.1 anyways, and without Anti-Venom to bring anyone back. Yeah, this was a bit of a challenge. So we got just under halfway through the second to last node. So unfortunately that is where the challenge ends. I'm not going to be reviving that many characters, so yeah, that's the end. We need Anti-Venom, I'm pretty sure. And I'm going to have to try this again once I have all 5 of the characters, and maybe gearing Scream up to tier 14 and having some ISO classes on them as well, even though obviously that's new stuff, but maybe that might help us get through to the end, at least in U7.1, which we are here. So thanks everyone for watching. It was a bit lengthy, but I just wanted to give this a try and see how possible it was. So it does look like it is possible, but I think you're going to need some better RNG, and I think Anti-Venom will definitely help recover when you have some unfortunate losses like I did with Scream. So that's it for today, and thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Boylan signing out.